My dear students, in this class, let us list out the characteristic features of the phylum Annelida. Annelida includes earthworms and leeches. Earthworms are the free-living annelids, whereas leeches are the parasitic annelids. And the term Annelida was coined by Lamarck. And the name Annelida is given to this phylum because of the presence of annuli or because of the presence of ring-like structures, ring-like segments that are arranged one after another throughout the length of the body. And the term Annelida was coined by Lamarck. Earthworms and leeches are included under this phylum. These are either aquatic or terrestrial. Earthworms lead subterranean mode of life in the layers of the soil. They make burrows and live inside these burrows. Leech is the parasitic annelid. And annelids are triploblastic and they exhibit bilateral symmetry. And because of the bilateral symmetry, there is formation of special or organized head. And this is called cephalization. Cephalization is nothing but the formation of specific head. And as a thumb rule, cephalization is always associated with bilateral symmetry. So because of the triploblastic nature and because of the bilateral symmetrical nature, the annelids have developed this cephalization character for the first time in the entire animal kingdom. That means in the phylum Annelida, for the first time in the entire animal kingdom, the special head or specific head or organized head is formed. And metamerically segmented body is the characteristic feature of Annelida. I already told that the body of Annelida contains annuli or ring-like structures that are arranged one after other. And these ring-like structures arise from the posterior region. That means the new segments arise from the anal segment in case of Annelida, and that metamerism is called true metamerism. Previously, we learned about pseudometamerism that is seen in platyhelminthes. In case of tapeworms, the new proglottids arise from the neck region. That is called pseudometamerism. Whereas in case of Annelida, the new segments arise from the anal segment. Hence, this is known as true metamerism. And all the segments look alike morphologically and externally. Hence, this segmentation is called homonymous segmentation. The segmentation in Annelida is called homonymous segmentation because all the segments are similar externally. And coming to the coelom, annelids are the first true coelomates. I told that true coelom is the coelom that is surrounded by the mesoderm. And in case of annelids, the coelom is formed by splitting up of mesoderm. Hence, this is also known as schizocoelom. Coelomic fluid acts like hydrostatic skeleton. Setae are the main locomotory organs in case of earthworms and certain annelids. Of course, in Nereis is a type of annelid which contains parapodia as the locomotory organs. In case of leech, suckers are also found. Suckers, these are useful for attachment and also for locomotion. Cutaneous respiration is seen in case of annelids. You might have seen the body of earthworm. The skin of earthworm is moist because the coelomic fluid that is present inside the body of the earthworm, it oozes out, it comes out and it gets deposited over the skin of the earthworm, making it moist. Because of the moist nature of the skin of earthworm or the skin of annelids acts as a breathing surface, acts as a respiratory surface. That is the reason why the cutaneous respiration is seen in case of annelids. And if someone simply dries the body of earthworm with the help of the blotting paper, it simply dies. And closed blood vascular system is present in case of earthworm. In earthworm, one can see the dorsal blood vessel, ventral blood vessel, lateral hearts like that. Hemoglobin is found dissolved in plasma. Whereas in case of vertebrata like human being, the hemoglobin is present on the RBC. The basic difference between invertebrate hemoglobin and vertebrate hemoglobin is if hemoglobin is present in invertebrates, it is found dissolved in plasma. And in earthworm also the hemoglobin is found and the blood is red in color, but RBC are absent in the earthworm blood. Then why the blood is red in color means the hemoglobin is found dissolved in the plasma of earthworm. Hence the blood is red in color in earthworm in spite of the absence of RBC. And there is one more respiratory pigment in some annelids, namely chlorocruorin. It is another respiratory pigment that is found in annelids. And coming to the excretory structures, there are certain specialized coiled tube-like structures called nephridia. So nephridia are the excretory structures that are found in annelids. And earthworm is ureotelic, that means it excretes urea. And in all the annelids, nerve ring is found, and it contains ventral double nerve cord which is ganglionated. So that is about the nervous system. Coming to other characters, coming to reproduction, these are hermaphrodites, that means both male and female sex organs are present in the single individual. And cocoon may be formed or may not be formed. Cocoon is normally formed from the clitellum region, of course, and cleavage is holoblastic, complete, that means complete, and spiral. And the most important point is the typical annelid larva is trochophore. Trochophore is the typical annelid larva. This is also found in mollusks. From this we can understand that from Annelida molluscans have originated. So trochophore larva is found in Annelida. Now let us concentrate on the classification of Annelida. Annelida is classified based on the presence of setae. I told that setae are the locomotory organs that are present in annelids. Based on the number of setae, the annelids are classified. If there are numerous setae, that class is called polyketid. And if there is less number of setae, that is called oligoketa. And if there are suckers, that is called hierodinea. Like that, the Annelida is classified into polyketa, oligoketa and hierodinea. Now let us list out the characteristic feature of polychaetes. These polychaetes are marine annelids, commonly called bristle worms, and these are tubicolous in nature. That means they are present in the burrows which are tube-like. Distinct head with sense organs is present. This formation of distinct head is called cephalization, and this specialization is very conspicuous in polychaeta, but this is not conspicuous in oligoketa, of course. In earthworm you don't find any conspicuous head. And parapodia are the locomotory organs, and trochophore larva is seen in these polychaetes. And examples are like this: Nereis, this is commonly called sandworm or ragworm or clamworm. Other examples are Aphrodite, which is called sea mouse, Arenicola, which is also commonly called lugworm. And second class is oligoketa. Oligoketa includes earthworms. Setae are the locomotory organs. Normally they are leading burrowing mode of life. They are present in the burrows, but tubifex lives in fresh water. The oligochaete, which is aquatic, which lives in fresh water, is tubifex. Chitinous setae are the locomotory organs. Distinct head is absent, and even you don't find the larval stage here. Whereas in case of polychaeta, we find one larval stage called trochophore larva. And here we can see one ring-like structure in this earthworm, that is called clitellum. So clitellum is the structure that is found in this earthworm, and it is formed during breeding season, of course, and it secretes egg case or cocoon, and the larval stages are not seen in oligoketa. Best example is earthworm like Megascolex, Ferritima postuma, Dravida grandis, like that. And coming to hierodinea, which includes parasitic annelids, that is a beauty and speciality of this hierodinea. Hierodinea includes parasitic annelids, namely leeches. And number of segments in leeches is always fixed, and these segments again they are subdivided into annuli, and suckers help in locomotion and also for attachment of this leech to the vertebrate body. and coelom is filled up with characteristic botryoidal tissue. Coelom is filled up with characteristic botryoidal tissue. This is the speciality of this class called Hyrdinia. So in leech, the coelom is obliterated by botryoidal tissue. We learned that in case of platyhelminthes, the coelom is totally packed up with one package tissue called mesenchyma or parenchyma. There it is totally packed. Whereas in case of leeches, it is not totally filled up, it is obliterated. It is encroached upon by one tissue called botryoidal tissue, and this botryoidal tissue has got variety of functions, namely excretion, storage of iron and calcium, and revascularization at the area of injury is carried out by this botryoidal tissue. That is the significance of this botryoidal tissue that is present exclusively in Hyrdinia. And coming to the examples, and the members of Hyrdinia are parasitic, they suck the blood of vertebrates. That means they lead sanguivorous mode of life. That means blood sucking mode of life. And examples are Hyrdineria granulosa, which is also called Indian cattle leech. It's a freshwater leech. So this is freshwater leech. Pontobdella, this is a marine leech. Hemadipsa, that is land leech. And there is one more leech that is used for medicinal purpose, namely Hyrdineria medicinalis. This is normally used in the treatment to suck out the blood from the injuries or from the wounds or some abscesses. So like that, there is a medicinal leech called Hyrdineria medicinalis that is used to let out the blood, and this letting out of blood by using leeches is called phlebotomy. So that is about the general characteristic features of Annelida and also its classification. So thank you very much.